Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, Madonna has another number one under her belt. Now, it's the disco club chart. I call it the disco club chart. It's the club chart, club plays. So this is not based on sales. This is based basically on popularity. They have a selection of DJs that they sample and they report in, and they basically keep track of who's being played in the clubs. And Madonna has got her 48th number one. Now, the last track she had on this chart before this was Medellin, and before that was Bitch on Madonna. I'm really surprised that, did I say it was I Rise? No, I Rise is the one that's number one. I thought it would be Crave, because Crave is a more danceable song in a way. I mean, God Control is the most danceable out of all of them, but they're actually promotional singles. I was surprised, looking at the charts a bit, I was surprised to find out that only Medellin and Crave are actually singles, official singles. The other ones are promotional singles, and I do apologise, I'm really tired. I'm trying not to sound tired, but I am. And looking over all the charts didn't help, because I did have a little bit of a look, and I was really surprised at how bad a lot of them have done. Like Dark Ballet, even though it has a single, it's not an official single, it's got a video. It did 49 in France, and in the UK 83. God Control France 60. Medellin did obviously a lot, and that shouldn't be the next one. Crave, surprisingly, well, it's done the best, but I thought it had done more. China 22, France 23, Hungary 38, Scotland 64, Sweden 19, UK downloads 49, Adult Contemporary Billboard 11, and Billboard Top 40 34. Now, I'm kind of, after looking at all those charts, kind of happy it did that well, but I was a little bit surprised that they haven't done better. Now, I Rise, Croatia 95, Finland 4, France 22, Greece 9, Hungary 27, Scotland 45, UK downloads 40, US Dance Show Airplay 37, and UK Dance Club Songs, US Dance Club Songs, number one. So, and again, that's not based on, I've got a low battery, sorry. It's not based on sales, it's based on plays, so popularity, kind of like clicks and views, I guess. It's not downloads. So some people would dismiss it and say it doesn't really matter. Others would say it's the most important one because it's purely popularity. It's not about sales. Because Madonna is kind of screwed. She doesn't have the support of the radios anymore, and you just can't sell singles if you can't get that song on the air. And because once you get stuff on the air, people hear it. It gets its own momentum. If it's a good song, Madonna's always been able to do that because she could always get stuff on the air. It didn't matter what anyone said about her. Once you heard a song, you liked it. But now, because of ageism, after 50, she had a few years where she managed to skirt through. But the last couple of albums, I think Rebel Heart was her last gasp, where she actually got a fair amount of attention. Still didn't get a lot of sales, equivalent sales, but she got some attention, was still being considered as contemporary. And it's probably because her tour was doing really well, and she was still doing really well with concerts and touring. So that was kind of making up for the lack of actual single sales, and records would do really well as well. Whereas now with Madam X, it hasn't gotten the same sort of traction, and it hasn't sold as well. And I think that's because it wasn't as received as well by the public. Critics found it interesting and had a bit to say about it, but I haven't heard anyone say anything good about it. And even though I've been a critic, I found myself defending it. People just saying it's shit, God, not listening to it, it's crap, blah, blah. She's crap now, just sort of comments like that. And I'm like, no, blah, blah, blah. And then I actually find myself defending an album which I kind of thought I didn't like in the beginning. And I do like it. It's just not always, I have to be in the mood for some of it, whereas some of her other albums I could listen to no matter what. This one I got to be in the mood, and sometimes I can really appreciate pretty much all of it. I don't have all the tracks on my iTunes. I don't play the whole album all the time, but it's usually what I listen to. Now, the other thing on the other good side is the YouTube video charts. Madonna, and this happened a little while ago, Madonna has got her fourth video. She's got more than four, over 100 views. But she had one for each of every decade of her career, and Vogue was the last decade to pull itself in. So the 90s was the last one. So she had Lisa Bonita in the 80s, Vogue in the 90s, the noughties was Hung Up, and the teens, I guess, is Bitch on Madonna. That had the most. I think it's over 300 now. Vogue just got its 100. I think Hung Up's about 150, and Lisa Bonita's about 130, I think. And she's got a few others that are quite big, but part of the problem there, the good thing is she's still a good visual artist. People watch her videos, but there's been a lot of crap because back in the day, people watched Madonna videos and they bought videos and DVDs and watched them. Now it's all YouTube, and Madonna took a while to adjust to YouTube, where at first I think record companies, because they couldn't see any profit in it, they didn't really pay attention to YouTube. It took a while for Warner Brothers to get her videos on YouTube, and when they did, I think they lost all the unofficial videos that were deleted or cancelled. I think they lost all the views from them, and there were a lot of views from them, from the unofficial ones. And then when Madonna set up her own channel, they had to, I think they had some of the songs up twice, so neither one of them was getting really big numbers because they were splitting the numbers, and they had to actually consolidate that, and now Madonna's channel is the main one, but she lost a lot of views, so she is more popular than it would appear. She has had a lot of people viewing her on YouTube, but she hasn't really gotten the recognition for that. But now that it's sorted and there's one channel basically that is the main channel for Madonna to go to for Madonna, there's kind of no denying now that she does have a lot of views and people do watch her, and she's still an icon, she's still relevant, but only in videos and tours and albums. She cannot sell singles. And it's funny because when you look at the charts for the album, and I was looking at Madam X, where is that? Yeah, basically every chart is 1, 2, 4. There's only a couple that were any, like Danish was 13, Finnish was 7, Japanese was 11, the lowest one was South Korea for 85, and Sweden was 10, and pretty much all the other ones were a top 10, mostly 1, 2, 3, and 4. So she can sell albums, she can promote an album, she's a name. Singles, it seems to just be about airplay, and she doesn't have the support, she doesn't have the payola anymore. The companies know that they can't push her on the record stations, so they don't invest in her like they used to, and that's a big thing. A lot of the people that have stuff in the charts now, it's because it's all paid for. Even if they're good songs, just the money gets them on the air. So you can't make someone like a song if it sucks, but you can get it on the air if you've got money, and if it's a good song and it's on the air, you're fine. And Madonna always was fine with that. Like, didn't matter what people were saying about her critic-wise, or whatever silly, dumb shit she was doing at the time to get attention and pissing people off. Once people heard her songs, they were good, they would have their own momentum, they would chart. But now she doesn't have that support. She's kind of screwed in a way. She's probably never going to be able to compete with the younger girls now. That's a sad thing. But creatively, artistically, she's still as good, still as relevant. The critics still pay attention to her, respond to her. She is an icon. She's never going to be ignored. She's not going away. But there is that difference. And the other thing is also comparing her sales with contemporary sales. The game has changed so much. You can't do it. You can't compare someone. I mean, once upon a time, you had to literally walk, public transport, drive to a record store, buy a record or a cassette, and then go home and listen to it, or listen to it in your car, or whatever, or on your Discman or whatever. Now all you have to do is click on something anywhere on any device at your home. You can just be on like Spotify or something where you can listen to a song. You don't even have to pay for it because you're just paying for your membership. So if people had to pay for songs like they did then, people would not. Some of the people who are getting these huge numbers wouldn't get it because if it wasn't free. So Madonna can still sell albums, like physical albums, vinyl, collector's edition cassettes. Even I'm surprised to see collector's edition cassettes have come back. There's actually a cassette chart. I can't believe that. So she does sell. She's relevant, but she's kind of screwed in a way. There are limitations, and that's kind of sad to see. And I kind of really wasn't aware of it until I really sort of was looking at the charts. I'm mostly just on Wikipedia, and I know that's not the most up to date. The overall main chart isn't actually up to date, but it did help me sort out which songs, like I Rise, Future, Dark Ballet, they're all promotional singles. Only Crave and Medellin were actually singles. I thought the ones with videos were official singles, but they're not. But chart-wise, I mean, the only one with a lot of entries, of course, is Medellin. And that's a very mixed bag. The US dance chart is number 1, of course. Portugal, there are a few high ones. Finland in the top 10. Sweden, Belgium, but the rest are 30s and 40s, a few 70s and 80s. It didn't, even though the video did about 37 million. Taylor Swift came out the next week and kind of embarrassed Madonna a bit by having 50 million in like a week or something, or a day. Whereas Madonna got 25, I think, in her first week, and she's up to about 37 now. And the live is about 13 million, and the audio is about 12 million. So obviously people are watching. She's relevant, but she's not number 1. She's not at the top anymore. And it's hard to see, especially since it's purely a matter of ageism. It's nothing to do with her declining. It's not like Bette Midler or like I love Bette Midler, but she just does old people songs now. She does like the Peggy Lee songbook and crap like that no one cares about, because I don't know, she's just given up, and it's just like, well, I'm old now, no one will listen to me, they won't play me on the radio, so I'm just gonna like do a bunch of old stuff. And a lot of artists go that way. Madonna didn't. She held on, and is still holding on at 60, and she's still in the game, but she's pretty far behind the ball, and she's never going to get ahead of it as far as I can see. Not with singles and radio, so that's sad. But videos, she's going to do really well in that. She's going to continue. Her videos are iconic. She's always going to be on whatever new platform we have. She's going to do well there. So there's not total doom and gloom. I mean, at the moment it's a bit quiet for Madonna News because she's just getting ready for the tour, rehearsing, and there's just little rehearsal videos here and there. But when that comes out, it'll be really interesting to see how that goes, because I'm feeling like it's going to be underwhelming. It's a theatre tour. There isn't the excitement of building a big new stage and how's she going to stage everything and how's it going to look in the arena. It's very much going to be more like watching a theatre show, and it's probably going to be whole sections that are just acoustic and mellow and just kind of like the Heart stage for Rebel Heart, which I know she really enjoyed and was amazing to be in front of, because she could just relax and be herself and just do whatever she wanted. There wasn't the ticking clock of the whole everything around her that she had to be in sync and time for, and the machine of all that. So it would be really curious to see how that looks and how that's received and how that affects her overall appearance, because Rebel Heart, the tour itself, was competition for Taylor Swift and whoever else was around at the time. But they seem to have, with that contract expiring, they seem to have just put her in a different category now, and I don't think it's entirely her choice. I think she's just kind of been put into semi-retirement, whether she likes it or not, and she's fighting it, and she's got some traction, she's getting some attention, and the fans are still, her serious fans are still following her, but the general public is forgetting because they have a short memory. They just know whatever is being put in front of them by the payola and the radio stations, and I want to say the networks. I'm so used to talking about TV. The radio, whoever produces records, is too tired. I can't talk. I gotta go. But yes, so good news, another number one technically. She's still popular, she's still getting attention, she's still relevant. But so far as sales, she is hitting a roadblock, and I don't know if she's ever going to get past it. We'll see where that goes. We'll see how she can do with other formats and other things like touring, because she's always going to be able to put on a show. People are always going to want to see her. She's always going to have the icon status and the mythology and her history and her catalogue to drag with her. So she's never going to go away. But can she ever get back to where she was a few years ago? I'm not sure. But at least for the moment, she's doing well. And yeah, go watch her on YouTube. Okay, thanks. Feel free to like, subscribe, maybe even share or comment. Tell me if I'm totally wrong and you disagree with me. Thanks, bye.